Um, I guess any time today.
How much you want to spend?
Um, I don't know.
Hmm?
Um, how much? Yeah, how much can I spend?
What?
Say, how much can I spend?
I guess for gas, as you said, whatever left over for groceries, and then if you want to pocket some money, you can pocket some money.
So,
If you want to put like a little 25.
well, what do you want to give me?
Huh?
What do you want to give me?
We're going together.
I don't gotta go with you to go get
I want
food.
to go with you.
Yeah, but I might wanna finish working. I might wanna go get some later
We don't
today.
have to get it right
I might
now.
gotta go. I might go tomorrow. If you gonna eat food, you can go out and eat. But I got chicken in here I can eat. I got mashed potatoes. I got some more broccoli. You yelling at me for no reason. I mean, you catching attitude for no reason. I didn't say nothing wrong.
I know you didn't. But yeah, you can get groceries tomorrow. I'll sell it to you.
Yeah, like I'm not truly Chat, we all good in the chat, man? What's going on? Yeah, like I'm not truly Chat, we all good in the chat, man? What's going on? Alright, cool. Alright, cool. So what's wrong? Why you catching attitude? I didn't say nothing wrong. All because you wanted to try to take control or something. Like, bro, just give me whatever the money she wanted to give me, and then let me go get the groceries, bro. Like,
All
don't.
I said was where my bread because I have money right here on my purse.
Oh.
I was wondering where it's at.
Oh, all right.
Talking to myself.
What if the greatest mistake you ever made wasn't something you did, but something you said? What if the very pain that pierced your heart came through a sentence you weren't supposed to speak, through words that slipped out when silence would have healed? And what if the silence you're so afraid of is actually the very instrument God wants to use to restore you? What if I told you that there are battles that can't be won by shouting, but only through stillness? That true wisdom isn't measured by the arguments you win, but by the moments you choose not to speak. God doesn't always want to use your voice like a trumpet. Sometimes he wants to mold you into a wall, a shield, a fortress, and only the truly wise understand the difference. The story you're about to hear isn't for people obsessed with being right. It's for those who have suffered the consequences of misplaced trust, who have been betrayed for opening up too much, who responded when they should have prayed instead. It's for those who can't understand why their voice feels ignored, why their advice goes unheeded, or why the more they speak, the less they seem understood. Because today, God wants to teach you the sacred discipline of restraint, the power of a sealed mouth, the anointing that rests on those who know how to wait. This story may be the turning point that finally helps you stop losing what you fought so hard to build. If you're here with an open heart, I invite you to type in the comments, "Lord, teach me to be silent." Let that phrase be your sign of humility, your gesture of surrender, your offering of impulsiveness in exchange for divine timing. And I urge you, stay with me until the end, because what you're about to hear might transform not only the way you speak, but the way you protect your soul. In the arid lands south of ancient Canaan, where the wind whispered like secrets and the heat fell like judgment, lived a woman named Asherah. Her name, spoken with a kind of reverence among the elders, meant the one who was left behind. Not because any man had walked away from her, but because her life had always seemed overshadowed by a peculiar curse, one few dared to speak aloud. She could not hold her tongue. Asherah was known for her intellect. That much no one disputed. She understood the wisdom of the sages, the prayers of shepherds, the uses of roots and herbs, and could read the signs in the stars. But she revealed everything. Every insight, every warning, every thought, spoken aloud without hesitation. Sometimes it came as a warning, other times as harsh truth. But often it was simply her inability to bear the silence. Even as a child, she was known to speak more than the others. While the other children played among fig trees, Asherah led the games and corrected everyone around her. Her mother, a devout woman, tried to instill restraint in her daughter, but even reprimands were met with speeches so clever they left adults speechless. Her tongue was like a blade, sharp, swift, and cutting. At the age of 20, Asherah married Anan, a gentleman who made his living constructing tents for the desert tribes. He was the kind of man who observed more than he spoke, whose prayers were quiet but consistent, and whose faith ran deep like a hidden spring. He believed that through love and patience he could help his wife temper her restless spirit. But their early years together were filled with tension, like a tent pitched too tightly between opposing winds. Asherah had a reply for everything. She wouldn't let Anan finish his thoughts without interrupting. She corrected the way he phrased his sentences, often questioning his choices in front of other men, without intending to wound, thinking she was simply being helpful. But over time, something in Anan began to fade. He grew quieter. His prayers became shorter. His shoulders started to slump in a way that only those who carry invisible weight understand. One day, during a community gathering to discuss the water shortage during a long drought, Anan was called upon to offer a solution. He stood up to speak, but just a few words.
Chosen one, listen closely. This message isn't for the crowd. It isn't for those who fit in, who follow the rules of this world and feel at home in it. This is for you, the one who is always felt like a stranger, even in familiar places, the one who questions why things never quite worked out the way they were supposed to. You didn't stumble onto this video by accident. This is a divine interruption, a message from beyond the veil, and it has found you at the perfect time. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt exhausted just thinking about going after another job? Not because you are lazy, but because every part of you knows it is not where you belong. Do you feel like your soul is resisting the idea of settling into something that dims your light? Have you been hearing a deeper voice inside, one that keeps whispering? There is something else you are meant to do. If so, you are not lost, you are not broken, you are not behind, you are being rerouted by God Himself. Chosen ones don't look for work like the world does. Why? because they were never sent here to be just workers. They were sent here to be awakeners, to be carriers of divine assignments, to be reminders in human form that this world is not all there is. You have likely noticed by now that no matter how hard you try to follow the so-called normal path, something always breaks down. It doesn't hold. It doesn't click. You are not cursed. You are being set apart. This world has systems that were never made with you in mind. And God's message to you today is simple. Don't go after jobs. Do this instead. Step fully into your divine gift. Step into the call that has been pressing on your spirit since the day you were born. The reason things haven't worked out in the way you expected is because you are meant to live by a different blueprint. Heaven's blueprint, one where your purpose creates your provision, where your obedience attracts overflow, where your gift opens the door that no application ever could. This message is not meant to inspire you for a moment. It is meant to awaken you to your true role. You are not here to blend in. You are here to break patterns, to speak light into dark places, to live in such a way that others remember who they are just by being around you. The time of hiding is over. The time of playing small is done. You are being called into spiritual entrepreneurship, prophetic leadership, divine creativity, and healing assignments that no worldly job title could contain. So, if your spirit has been stirred while listening, if you feel a confirmation in your chest right now, comment 444 below, so I know this has reached you. And more than that, subscribe to this channel, Rise of the Chosen. Tap the bell icon and share this message with someone else who has been stuck in confusion about their purpose. This is not motivational talk. This is alignment. This is your divine re-entry into the truth you have always known. You were chosen by God, and your gift is not optional. It is your assignment. Welcome to the Rise, Chosen One. You have been trying to force yourself into a system that was never built for you. Every time you have tried to walk the path that others said was secure, responsible, or normal, something in your spirit shut down. You might have blamed yourself. You might have thought you were lazy, inconsistent, or ungrateful. But the truth is deeper than what they told you. You were never made to chase jobs. You were made to walk in divine purpose. From the moment you were born, the world began training you to serve its machine. Go to school, get the degree, apply for work, compete, climb, retire. But you have always felt something was off about that rhythm. While others were motivated by promotions or status, you were asking questions about meaning. While others were content fitting into roles, you were haunted by a calling you couldn't name. That is not dysfunction. That is divine dissonance. That is the spirit inside you rejecting what the world expects from you. Chosen ones don't thrive in jobs that mute their gifts. You may have worked before, maybe you still are, but deep down you know that is not the final destination. You have always felt there is something more. That sense of more isn't greed or fantasy. It is heaven reminding you of your assignment. It is God showing you that your existence isn't supposed to be defined by a job title, but by the light you carry and release into this world. You see, jobs were created to organize labor, but your spirit was not sent here to labor in routine. You were sent here to build, awaken, and shift atmospheres. The very structure of traditional jobs can feel like a cage for a chosen one. Sitting at a desk, being micromanaged, working toward goals that have nothing to do with eternity. It drains you, not because you are entitled, but because your soul knows that your energy is sacred and your time is an offering. And yet, you have probably been judged for it. They might have said, you don't try hard enough, or you always quit too soon. But they don't understand. What looks like inconsistency on the outside is often spiritual resistance on the inside. You cannot stay where your soul is suffocating. You cannot pretend to care about systems that were designed to keep the chosen ones distracted from their real work. Your real work begins where your obedience begins. That is what the world will never tell you. Because obedience doesn't always look productive at first. It looks like silence, like rest, like writing something no one sees yet, like starting a project that doesn't bring instant money. But what they call risky, heaven calls alignment. And that is the path you have been called to walk. You weren't created to hustle your way to survival. You were anointed to transform the way others survive. You weren't created to fill positions. You were born to create space for others to find their truth. You weren't created to be used. You were created to lead, to heal, to reveal, to build something that carries God's presence into places the church will not go. When you chase jobs, you end up shrinking your purpose to fit into someone else's agenda. But when you chase obedience, you start expanding your life to carry the full weight of your assignment. That is when things begin to align. That is when provision follows. That is when doors open that resumes cannot unlock. So no, you are not lazy. You are not confused. You are not ungrateful. You are a chosen one. And chosen ones don't look for work the way the world does. They walk into assignments that were waiting on their yes. They rise into callings that don't make sense on paper. They follow God's voice over human approval. And they live lives that light fires in others without even trying. That is why you have never been satisfied in jobs, because satisfaction was never the goal. Transformation was. You were meant to disrupt, to rebuild, to call others out of slumber. So stop trying to fit in where you were never meant to stay. You were born to lead from a place no man can validate. Heaven has already approved you. Now it is time to walk like it. Chosen one. How many times have you been told you are wasting your potential, that you are not doing enough, that you are lazy? You have probably heard it from parents, teachers, even friends, people who love you but don't understand you. But let me speak to your spirit right now. What the world calls laziness is often something far more sacred. It is divine resistance. You weren't created to respond the way others do. That heaviness you feel when you try to do what everyone else does isn't a weakness. It is heaven resisting the world's expectations on your behalf. It is God saying, not here, not this, not for you. While others jump from job to job with ease, something in you tenses up. Your body gets tired. Your soul withdraws. Your energy shuts down. That is not because you lack discipline. It is because you were never meant to build someone else's dream at the cost of your own calling. The world wants you to measure your worth by how busy you are, how productive you look, how much money you bring in. But heaven's measurement is different. It is about obedience, not activity. It is about alignment, not achievement. You could be doing less in the eyes of the world, but accomplishing more in the spirit, because you are operating from purpose, not pressure. And that is what most people will not understand. They cannot see your spiritual assignment, so they judge your human actions. Laziness is a word they use when they cannot comprehend your blueprint. But you are not lazy. You are being retrained. You are in a process. You are being emptied of old programming so you can make room for divine instruction. And sometimes that process looks like stillness, like silence, like stepping away from the noise so you can hear God more clearly. But in a world addicted to hustle, stillness looks like failure. Let me tell you something important. You don't have to prove your worth to anyone. You are chosen by God. That alone sets you apart. The fact that you cannot function like the masses is not your flaw. It is your confirmation. You are not like them because you are not meant to live like them. Your mind is wired to catch divine downloads. Your heart is built to carry sacred burdens. Your life is designed to disrupt norms, not conform to them. So, when you feel yourself resisting the grind, pause and ask yourself, is this disobedience or is it divine resistance? More often than not, it is your spirit trying to protect you from misalignment. Because the wrong yes can delay the right calling, the wrong opportunity can contaminate your assignment. The wrong job can dim the very light God is trying to grow. In you, chosen ones don't thrive under man-made systems. They move best when they follow divine flow. That flow isn't always fast. It isn't always impressive. But it is always right. You might not have a title right now. You might not have income like others, but you have something they cannot fake. You have heaven's hand on your life, and that alone will take you further than any resume or reference ever could. This season you are in might feel confusing. You might wake up some days and wonder what you are doing with your life. But I promise you, if you are surrendering to God's direction, even in the quiet, you are doing holy work. You are being set apart. You are being prepared. The delay is not denial. The resistance is not rejection. It is redirection. You are not meant to move just for the sake of motion. You are meant to move when the Spirit moves you. That is how chosen ones rise, not by chasing success, but by obeying the unseen rhythm of the divine. That rhythm doesn't always make sense, but it always makes purpose. And if you have been feeling the pull to rest, to slow down, to realign, don't fight it. It might just be God preserving you for something much greater. So the next time someone questions your pace or makes you feel like you are falling behind, remember this: you are not lazy. You are being led. Comment 333. If you know this word was for you, let them talk. Let them assume while they chase what the world offers. You are being positioned for what heaven has prepared. Stay in divine resistance. Your assignment is too holy to be rushed. Chosen one, God didn't send you here empty-handed. Before you took your first breath, a gift was placed inside of you. Not a random talent, not a hobby, a divine tool crafted by heaven itself. And that gift is not just something you have. It is your assignment. You have been searching for your purpose in positions, in people, in places. But the message from God is clear. Stop looking outward. Start looking inward. Your gift is not something extra. It is the main thing. So many chosen ones live confused because they have been taught to downplay what comes naturally to them. You have probably brushed off your abilities because they felt too easy or too obvious. You have assumed real work must be hard and unpleasant. But the divine doesn't operate through struggle. It flows through grace. That ease you feel when you speak, create, guide, write, heal, build, or lead, that is not coincidence. That is confirmation. That is God saying, this is what I gave you to give to the world. The world taught you to hide it, told you that you had to be realistic, said your gift wasn't enough to sustain you. But God's message overrides all of that. What you carry inside you is not for entertainment or ego. It is for impact. Your gift was meant to wake people up, to heal broken places, to bring clarity where there is confusion, to shine light in places darkened by hopelessness. The enemy knew this too, which is why he attacked your confidence, why you have battled self-doubt, why you have been silenced in rooms where your voice carried weight. But the season of shrinking is over. You are not being called to chase jobs. You are being called to activate your divine gift. Heaven is not hiring employees. It is sending out messengers, healers, prophets, creatives, teachers, builders of spiritual infrastructure. You may not have a business card or a degree that validates it, but if God gave you a gift, that is all the proof you need. That gift is your calling card. Your life's work flows from it. Your provision will be attached to it. Your impact will be birthed through it. And here is the truth most will not tell you. If you don't honor the gift, it becomes a burden. That is why you felt anxious, restless, frustrated. It is not depression. It is misused purpose. The gift is too powerful to stay buried. It demands expression. It aches to be used, not for clout, not for applause, but for kingdom movement. And the longer you avoid it, the louder the resistance becomes. You don't need to figure out every step. You need to start with what is already in your hand, that vision, that voice, that burning idea, that burden for people who are hurting the way you once were. That is the gift trying to get out. It is not a random urge. It is divine prompting. It is heaven nudging you to stop hiding behind responsibilities and excuses and finally walk in what you were born to do. And listen to me closely. Your gift is not too small. It is not too late. You haven't missed it. There is no expiration date on a divine assignment. It doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter what you have lost. Doesn't matter what mistakes you have made. God's message is still the same. Use what I gave you. That is where your power is. That is where your provision is. That is where your peace is. Chosen one, don't underestimate what has been deposited inside of you. You don't have to become someone else to walk in purpose. You only need to become obedient to the original design. You are not here to fit in. You are here to stand out. And your gift is what makes that possible. It is not prideful to walk in your power. It is faithful. It is responsible. It is sacred. So I am telling you now, your job isn't to find a job. Your job is to find flow, to listen, to trust the divine voice guiding you back to yourself. And from that place, you will move differently, speak differently, live differently. And those who need what you carry will find you. You will not have to beg for opportunities. When you honor the gift, the assignment will reveal itself. Let this message be the moment everything shifts. The moment you stop running from your calling. The moment you recognize that your peace has always been connected to your purpose. And if something in your spirit is leaping right now, comment 666, so I know you are waking up to what is already inside you. You were chosen by God not to copy others, not to chase titles, but to reveal heaven through the very thing He placed inside your soul. That gift is the assignment. Walk in it, chosen one. Something massive is shifting in the spirit. And if you have been feeling strange lately, that is why. You are not imagining it. You are not broken. You are being activated. And what is being activated in you has nothing to do with chasing survival, and everything to do with building the new. The old economy is collapsing for you. The grind, the hustle, the scarcity mindset, the desperate job searches. Those doors aren't opening because they were never meant to. Because God is launching His chosen ones into a new economy. A spiritual economy based on purpose, presence, and power. This isn't about money the way the world defines it. This is about divine flow, provision that follows obedience, resources that are attracted by alignment, not effort. For so long, you have been taught that if you don't work for someone else, you will not survive. But now you are being shown that your calling isn't tied to a paycheck, it is tied to impact. And where there is impact, there is provision. Where there is alignment, there is access. This new economy is built by chosen ones, by people who no longer fit inside the boxes the world created. This economy doesn't ask you to compromise your soul. It doesn't ask you to pretend you are something you are not. It invites you to bring your full self, your full gift, your full truth, and it pays in peace, power, and prosperity that doesn't require your exhaustion. You are not being lazy by leaving the old system. You are being summoned into a higher one. Look around. Spirit-led entrepreneurs are rising. Prophetic voices are finding platforms. Healing hands are opening practices. Writers are being called to publish words that set captives free. Artists are awakening souls. Mentors, coaches, teachers, seers, people like you are realizing they were never meant to beg for jobs. They were meant to build spaces where heaven can be seen and felt through their gifts. That discomfort you have been feeling with your old work life, it is not a mistake. It is a signal. It is God telling you that what used to work is no longer acceptable. The assignment has changed, and your provision, your peace, your next elevation. It is all connected to what you have been carrying in silence. It is time to stop hiding it. The new economy needs you fully visible, fully activated. This isn't about quitting your job overnight. This is about listening, aligning, beginning, taking steps to offer your gift to the world with intention. It might start small. A few people, a few conversations, a few pieces of content. But what is small in your hands can become supernatural in God's hands. You just need to say yes. The yes is the currency that moves things in the spirit. Once you say yes to the assignment, heaven begins to fund what you are building. You will not need to compete. You will not need to hustle like you used to. In this economy, presence is power. Obedience is strategy. Flow is sustainability. And trust is the investment. Chosen ones are not here to fight for scraps. You are here to distribute spiritual wealth, clarity, peace, healing, awakening, and God is showing you now how to do it in a way that sustains you while transforming others. If you feel like something in you is being stirred, if you know this message is pulling on your spirit, comment 777. So I know you feel it. You are not imagining the shift. You are part of it. The rise of the chosen is not just a phrase. It is a movement. A new spiritual economy is being built, and you are one of its architects. The world may not understand it, but heaven has already approved it. It is time to build, chosen one. You have been taught to chase money, to run after stability, to measure your value by your income. But let me tell you something that will shift your entire perspective. Divine provision doesn't follow effort, it follows purpose. When you walk in your God-given assignment, provision begins to flow, not because you worked harder than everyone else, but because heaven is backing what you were born to do. The world system says, get a job to survive. God says, step into your calling, and I will provide. This is not some distant theory. This is a spiritual law. Chosen ones have never thrived chasing checks. It is why you have always felt drained doing what others celebrate. It is why no matter how good the job looked on paper, your soul felt like it was suffocating, because you were never meant to live off wages. You were meant to live off assignment. You are not like everyone else, and your provision will not come like it does for everyone else. For you, doors don't open just because you apply. They open when you obey. You can send out 100 resumes and get nothing, but say yes to the thing God whispered to you in private, and suddenly things begin to align. Resources come. People show up, favor appears, not because you forced it, but because you aligned with it. God funds his assignments, not your fears, not your fallback plans, not the backup options you created when you didn't trust your gift. He funds what he calls. And the reason some things haven't been working is because you have been trying to finance something that heaven never authorized. But the moment you step into what you were truly created for, even if it is scary, even if it looks uncertain, provision will begin to flow. I know what you are thinking. But how will I live? What about bills? What about responsibilities? And those are valid questions. But here is the divine truth. When you prioritize purpose, God prioritizes your needs. He is not a careless father. He doesn't call you into something and then leave you to figure it out alone. If you are walking in what he called you to, you are entitled to supernatural provision. Period. You might not see all of it at once. Sometimes God provides in portions to build your trust. Sometimes he lets the vision stretch you so that your faith muscles grow. But lack is not your destiny. Scarcity is not your inheritance. You are not a beggar. You are a chosen vessel. And as long as you are pouring out what he put inside of you, he will keep pouring into you everything you need. Many of you have been stuck in survival mode, doing whatever you can just to get by. But purpose doesn't just get you by. Purpose puts you in overflow, maybe not overnight, but eventually, because purpose produces something that jobs never will, divine momentum. When you start living from that place, the way you see life changes. You no longer wait for opportunities, you create from your spirit, and opportunities begin to find you. Let's be real. There is a cost to purpose. You might lose comfort. You might be misunderstood. You might walk away from what looks secure. But in return, you gain provision that never runs out, because it is not coming from man, it is coming from God. You begin to live off of insight, favor, peace, clarity, and timely doors that no effort could have opened. This is why the world will not understand your path. They will not get why you left the job, why you turned down the offer, why you are choosing to build something from your spirit instead of chasing what everyone else is chasing. But you don't need their approval when you have heaven's backing. Let them mock, let them question. You are not being irresponsible, you are being led. Every time you honor the calling, provision shows up. Sometimes it looks like a person sent to help.
Alright, chat, so we're gonna go over some things real quick. Check it out like that sound. Chat, do y'all hear me? I don't know why it's got that ringing sound in the back. Let me see. Mic check. Mic check. Alright, so we don't have no ringing. Mic check. Alright, so we don't have no ringing. Mic check. Alright, cool.
Chasing, but you don't need their approval when chasing, but you don't need their approval when
I don't know why I do that, chat. Is it because my DB or something?
chasing, but you don't need their approval.
I don't know why I do that, chat. Is it because my DB or something? Y'all can hear me, chat? I do not like the ringing sound. Did that work? Is that better? Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. Alright, that's the Y'all can hear me, chat? I'm trying to get this thing right. Y'all can hear me, chat? I'm trying to get this thing right. Y'all can hear me, chat? I'm trying to get this thing right. Sound clear. Sound clear. Sound clear. Hey. Who else? I'm talking. I'm not talking to a ghost.
And then so is you.
Cause they gotta last me for the week. They gotta last me for the week. I don't know when you coming back. And I can't. I'm not depending on you. Like. Complications, chat.
The PetSmart app has powerful features to help you care for your pet. We also have Store with human-powered grooming technology. Talk about cutting edge.
I just was hitting him and like he tried to call himself like hitting back or grabbing towards me, and next thing you know, bang.
I don't know who shot, but they said somebody shot.
It's three girls. Where did one of us get a gun from?
This is Shantaria Cinnamon Jones, Shaylin Shay Yeldon, and Dion Nettles. Three people whose lives are so poorly constructed that they make a 5-year-old caught with cookie crumbs on their face look like a criminal mastermind.
A minute later, this man ends up dead.
A minute.
Mm-hmm. A minute later.
And then I guess y'all saying it's three girls in the car.
Exactly.
So one of us did something to him, is what y'all trying to say?
Correct.
No.
But little do they know, the technology they used to arrange the crime left a digital trail that will destroy every alibi they've constructed. Now, each suspect will do anything to save themselves, even if it means throwing each other under the bus.
It's too late already. It's already f***ed up, D.
Shortly after 10 p.m. on June 22nd, 2016, law enforcement in Pensacola, Florida, received multiple 911 calls reporting gunshots and a body in the street in the Mayfair neighborhood. First responders discovered 19-year-old Jaquan Berry lying on Trenton Avenue, deceased from multiple gunshot wounds. Witnesses reported seeing a bronze-colored vehicle fleeing the scene at a high speed with its headlights off and a shattered rear window. The initial investigation seemed straightforward. A drug deal gone wrong in a high-crime area. But what police discovered next would unravel 3 different versions of the same story, told by 3 young women who had no idea just how much evidence existed against them. Jaquan had been on his phone with AAA, trying to arrange a tow truck when he was approached for the drug transaction. He'd posted on social media about having marijuana for sale, using the gas emoji that dealers commonly use to advertise. A user named Shay Weezy had responded to his post, and the two began messaging back and forth to arrange a meeting. What Shantaria Jones, Shaylin Yeldon, and Kim Maria Miles don't know was that every message was time-stamped, every location was tracked, and their plan to use what investigators would later suspect might have been counterfeit money was about to cost a teenager his life. Detectives bring in 20-year-old Shantaria, who goes by the nickname Cinnamon. Right now, she has no idea that police have already impounded her car, pulled her phone records, and interviewed her boyfriend Dion, who has told them way more than Shantaria knows.
So, just to let you know, Cinnamon, we've done a lot of homework.
Yeah, I do all y'all homework.
We are not the dope police.
I know.
We don't care about none of that. You know what we do?
Y'all are investigating?
For?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
We are homicide investigators.
Oh,
we deal with dead bodies. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, this is pretty serious. You hit the nail on the head when we came in the door and you said, this seems serious.
No, it was serious when I came to my door.
It's very, very serious. Okay? What were you doing Wednesday night, Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening sometime? Right? Let's say...
Since I haven't been working, I have been home basically every day, all day. Anybody in my apartment can tell you that. My cousins live. I have cousins I didn't even know lived out there. Live right next door to me.
What's her name?
Catherine. And then my older cousin, his name is Anthony.
Who is Kima?
Kima? Mm-hmm. Kima is a friend of ours.
What's her real name?
Kimaria.
Kimaria? Mm-hmm. You know how to spell it?
Mm-hmm.
Spell it for me.
K-E-M-A-R-I-A.
What's her last name?
Miles, I think.
M-I-L-E-S?
Yeah.
Or M-Y-L-E-S?
I don't know which one, but I'll go with M-Y because I never heard her say M-I.
M-Y-L-E-S. How old is she?
I'm the youngest, so she got 21, 22.
You don't know her birthday?
No, I don't.
What apartment does she stay in?
On the right side at the top.
You don't know what apartment number it is?
No.
Was she over there with you? Wednesday night?
Mm-hmm.
Who else was there?
Me, her, my cousins, pretty much everybody. We play phase 10 and spades a lot, so we always between each other's houses. From my cousin's house that's on my left of me, we always go almost every night at my house playing cards.
I got you. So who all was there that night?
The same people.
Wednesday night.
The same people.
Shantaria wants detectives to believe she spent Wednesday night playing cards with family. Just a sick mom and a quiet night at home. But detectives already know she's lying.
Check it out. I'm shopping for a car on Auto Trader.
Is that how you search?
Searching all this inventory from local dealers is now a simple conversation.
So I can really find an SUV with I'm a director energy.
Really? Wait, really? Find your next car on Auto Trader. Really?
Wanna come in with me?
I'll wait here.
Okay. Don't talk to strangers. I got burritos, I got beef jerky. We are all good.
Allow me to make proper introduction to the perfect soldiers. Crybaby. He was weeping as he slaughtered civilians. Cockroach was shot 48 times and survived. This last soldier you will surely be aware of. The Butcher. They can see better in the dark. Once they begin killing, they will not stop. They are the human equivalent of a heat-seeking missile.
Remember the character of the onslaught against us.
Where are you going?
Go to your room. Get under the bed. Mama needs to get her guns.
What do they want?
The onslaught against us.
They're operating like a military unit.
Onslaught against us. Onslaught. Onslaught. Onslaught against us.
Hey, no, you are not smoking in front of my child.
The onslaught against us.
At any point in time, did you guys go anywhere that night?
Yeah, we went to Fast Lane.
To where?
Fast Lane.
Where's that at?
The store by Mayfair.
Store by Mayfair. Okay, what time did you guys go over there?
It was like 9 something.
Fast Lane store in Mayfair. Is that the one that's right there at the corner of Louisiana? Is it Louisiana? In Fairfield?
It's at the light. Which I think
okay, Ruby at Fairfield.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bear City or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, and y'all went over there at what time?
By around 9.
And what y'all go there for?
Well, we were supposed to be meeting somebody to bring us some weed, honestly. And I just kind of got like skeptical and fishy, and we ended up leaving because we was trying to get a half, and he was like, the prices just didn't really sound right or whatnot. And so he was supposed to meet us up there at Fast Lane, but when Shay called him, she called him from the house, and we was already talking about the prices or whatever at the house. So when we got to the store, he called her back, and her phone was like, whatever, she drops it all the time, so it was all cracked up and basically on his last leg already.
Mm-hmm.
So she called back, and he didn't answer.
Mm-hmm.
So then he started like calling from private, and I was like, bro, I don't think we should get no weed from him. Mm-hmm. And we left. And then I think like I feel like I'm here because I feel like someone feels like I'm tied to this, because shortly after we left, I heard those gunshots and I heard all the sirens. And then out the blue, some bitch just wrote me last night on Facebook, and I just woke up to it, and I'm like, and then they came to my door today. So it's my spiritual being. I'm kind of putting the chain of events together. Like, this is what I'm getting.
So Shantaria obviously knows she needs to explain why her car was near Mayfair. And yet, that's not at all the full story. Rather than admitting they drove to the murder scene, she claims they got spooked at a gas station and left.
So,
well, you about half right.
I know.
So you go.
I want to go do crime scene investigation. So this is like my.
All right. Well, let's do one right now today. Yeah. All right. So you go over to Ruby and Fairfield to the Fast Lane store at around, you said what time?
Like 9-ish.
All right.
It was like.
All right. So who was in the car with you?
Me and Shay.
Just you and Shay.
Me, Shay, Kima.
Okay. So Kima, Shay, and you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And who else was in the car?
Nothing, just us.
All right. And who's making this deal up? Who's trying to set this transaction up for the weed?
What you mean? He wrote us. That's what was fishy.
He wrote you?
Yeah, like
just out of the blue. Hey, you want some?
Like you know how people post. Yeah, I know y'all be on Facebook when people like, I got perks, I got tabs, I got gas. So we made Shay made a status, and she was like gas.
What was her Facebook name?
Shay.
Shay what?
Shay Weezy.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So he wrote her talking about gas or whatever, and then it was supposed to go from there, but after we was trying to get in touch with him, and then he started calling from private, and then he was like telling us to come on different streets, and I was like, I'm not going back there, because it was just girls and it wasn't no dudes. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, we didn't know him from Adam and Eve, so I'm not gonna just go.
How did Shay know to hook up, call him?
Shay didn't know to hook up and call him. He inboxed her. That's what they do.
Just out of the blue, he inboxed.
If you go get my phone right now, and I make a status sitting in front of y'all, and I put gas, do you know how many guys are gonna hop on my status because I'm a girl and I'm pretty?
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened. Like him, and a couple other people hopped on the status or whatever and was inboxing her. So she was like, where can we meet you at? Because we never go directly to people because it's a creep city. People do people all the time. A lot of my friends is dead behind shit like this.
And so whenever she's messaging that back and forth, is she talking to him on Messenger?
He originally he called on Messenger, and then he was like, when y'all pull up, call my phone, and we didn't pull up. When we got to the gas station, we called, and then he answered and he hung up.
You sure? You didn't pull up?
Yep.
Can you go grab your laptop real quick?
Little does Shantaria know, that laptop contains every Facebook message her cousin sent to Jaquan.
Ricky, Lucky, anniversary! ウマ娘は 1.5 周年100連割よジュエルも最大6000個みんなでラッキーみんなとハッピーウマ娘
Nobody plans for this moment. It starts as something that's supposed to help, until it's the only thing you need. 1 in 30 Americans live with opioid addiction.
Now, let's go back a little bit. I don't want you to lie to me, and I'm not going to sit here and lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're gonna work through this, and we're gonna do it right, and we're gonna do it the right way. Just so happens, I pull a boy's phone up.
Yeah.
I see where Shay calls him, and he misses the call at 9:54 Wednesday night. He immediately turns around and calls her right back. At 7. Talks to her for 37 seconds.
Yeah, that's when he was trying to get us to come somewhere else, so we wouldn't.
Right. And then y'all continued to talk on Messenger.
No.
Hold on, man.
Because it's like, I wasn't talking to him, so I wasn't going to say I continued to talk to him. Like
Shay, whoever's setting this deal up is continuing to talk to him on Messenger. That's how y'all knew. Because you just told me he tried to get us to come back in there, and you didn't want to go back there because it's creepy and this, that, and the other. All right. So you scared, right? Right off the bat, you scared.
No, I'm not scared. I mean, it's the streets. It's just covering your ass. It's like, why would you go to where somebody telling you to go? If you supposed to meet me at the store, you supposed to meet me at the store. If you supposed to meet me at Walmart, you supposed to meet me at Walmart. Why tell me to come somewhere else and then call from private?
But on the other hand, it's also creepy to put out a status gas and go meet some dude that just happens to inbox
No, it's
you.
not creepy because people do it every day. It's sad, but
People may do it. People may do it every day. And I'm not doubting you one bit, sweetheart.
No, I know that for a fact.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't see what's creepy about that.
But hold on.
Because people do this every day.
Because it's a stranger, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Who is Shantae Myers?
Shantae Myers. I don't know who that is.
All right.
Go over to the side right there.
There it is, right there.
Go up, and that starts right there. You're right.
The gas emoji. I told y'all.
Right. 1.25.
Yeah.
He tells you 60. Where you at? What about half? And he says 85 the lowest, but this is some good shit. And I'm in Mayfair, right?
Yep. And that was like a red flag already because I don't go with Mayfair.
You said I gotta pull up.
You asked him if you got to pull up.
Yeah.
And he said yeah.
And then he makes a call.
Yep.
At 9:26. Then you said,
that's him saying
where you at? And I'm in Warrenton. Oh yeah, I gotta pull up this time. I gotta get you.
It says right here, got to pull up this time. I got you. If you pull me again. You know what I'm saying?
And then I'll pull up what you need. We're at Mayfair. The back. Street name.
Yeah,
you know Mayfair.
she was going, yeah.
He says Edison. All right.
And she called
him
trying
again.
to figure out where Edison was.
All right. And then he calls her from this app. He gives you the address.
And his phone number.
And his phone number. 1,000.
And I told him, like, I'm not going back there. I didn't even know where Trenton was. I'm most familiar with Garfield.
Hold on. I'm on the way. I called my phone and went in Mayfair. You got it ready? Yes. Where you at? I'm on Trenton.
Yeah.
So now y'all on Trenton.
No.
Why would she put in here I'm on Trenton?
Because that's where he told us to meet him at.
Okay, listen. I already prefaced this, well, let's don't lie to each other. Okay? Because we know something went down when y'all showed up over there on Trenton.
Shantaria stays defiant, curled up in her chair, as detectives continue to punch holes in her story, going line by line through the messages.
So if I'm on Trenton, he on Trenton, there still was no calls. Never seen him, never came.
Okay. A minute later, this man ends up dead.
A minute.
Mm-hmm. A minute later.
And then I guess y'all saying it's 3 girls in the car.
Exactly.
So one of us did something to him, is what y'all trying to say?
Correct.
No.
Here, let me help this for you. And I'll hit the fast forward button here on this, okay? All right. You right? He inboxed y'all or whatever. Now, and let me talk. I don't want you to say a word. Mm-hmm. All right? All right? Do I think that you're a cold-blooded murderer? Yes. Do I think your girlfriends who are with you are cold-blooded murderers? Absolutely not. I know what cold-blooded murderers are. You sit in the same seats many of them have. Mm-hmm. Okay? Y'all are young.
Very.
Exactly. Whole life ahead of you.
Very pretty.
However, good things happen to bad people, or bad things happen to good people sometimes, is what I'm trying to say. And whatever happened that night, I mean, too much technology, too many people out there, too much social media, right. Too much everything, okay? Now, yeah, this guy, he's out here selling weed. Yeah. All right, if he wasn't out there selling weed, would he have gotten killed that night? Probably not. Mm-hmm. A lot of times we put ourselves in bad, people who get killed put themselves in bad places sometimes. Not always, but a lot of times they doing something wrong. Yeah. All right. And here you are, 3 girls. You don't know if you're going to get jacked. You don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. Okay. All right. So once we work this murder, all right, and we start compiling our information, autopsy, shell casings, evidence at the scene, phone, Facebook, the whole 9 yards. All right. I like to say, when we bring you in here, I say, you can tell the story for us. Or if you don't, when we go to court, I'm going to tell it for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, all right. Do it all the time.
So, regardless of this kid, a 19-year-old kid, okay, young kid, all right, regardless of whatever he was still a son. He was still a brother. He was still an uncle. You know, he was a grandchild. All right, and nobody has the right to take anybody's life. Do accidents happen? Absolutely. That's why we're sitting here today, because we have done our homework. All right, because we have Shay on her way in, and we have Kima on her way in. All right, we have your car. We have your car seized. We seized your car today.
Yeah, okay. I seen that, and I'm like,
how'd you see that? How do you know?
Well, I didn't see that. They told me when I was sitting on the porch right before I came here.
The detective is using a classic technique here. By acknowledging that Shantaria isn't a career criminal, he's giving her an off-ramp. Showing the victim as more than just a drug dealer humanizes him, perhaps pulling at her heartstrings. She's given a chance to explain what really happened before the evidence speaks for itself. But she's not taking it. Not yet. What Shantaria doesn't know is that her 2 friends are about to throw her under the bus completely.
We seized your car, and of course, the first thing, your lovely boyfriend, that y'all's tumultuous relationship that you have, you know, arguing back and forth. So he wants to get that seat on the bus. So he says, "Hey, Sarge, can I talk to you?" I said, "Yeah, what you got, man?" So we go talking a little private, you know, in the back of the car, and bring him down here. And he said, "My old lady, my girlfriend,
we'll be back in a minute.
told